The Faces Foundation is a 501(c)(3) nonprofit, and it's an acronym. FACES is for Family and Caregiver Education and Support in the area of pulmonary illnesses and diseases of the lungs. It was started in memory of my late husband, Phil Lamka, in 2006. My husband died in 2005 from complications of an interstitial lung disease. So in the final weeks of his life, we looked at each other and I said, I got to do something. So knowing what we'd been through with this disease and not knowing in the beginning what a respiratory therapist was, I decided that I'm going to do foundation, Phil, and he smiled and I said, it's for respiratory. And so I went ahead and just looking back, realized that we didn't know what a respiratory therapist was when we began. We thought, hey, they came in the room, they plugged his oxygen in. If he had a dry nose, maybe they put something in his cannula, and that was basically it. But through the whole process, we learned that they were so much more than that. When it got so difficult for him to breathe, they would turn his bed upside down so that the air could find ways to ease itself out so he could breathe. The Phil Award, we wanted a way to recognize respiratory therapists, have others know what the respiratory therapist does, and also to give patients a voice. Let them tell their stories about how the respiratory therapist helps them. So the Phil Award stands for another acronym, Pulmonary Health and Illnesses of the Lungs. So the hospitals partner with us. It's the only national hospital-based recognition program that honors respiratory therapists as nominated by patients, family members, and other caregivers. And they honor the best of the best. And that's what we're trying to do here. It helps the hospitals educate the community, their hospital community, because a lot of departments and administrators don't know what the respiratory therapist does. And it also helps the general public recognize what they're doing. And then the Phil Award is given to each honoree. Every honoree that gets this award is getting a big thank you from anyone that they ever helped. And it's also a thank you to the entire team, because it takes a team to do this and to take care of each and every patient. The Phil Award has just caught on. If we get in a state, we get more and more hospitals, because hospitals they get pressure from their administration. How come we didn't do this award? And the respiratory therapists get excited about it. It's not somebody, your supervisor, making judgments. It is the fact that it promotes patient advocacy. You're helping the patient and their family members. So I think the hospitals appreciate that. They appreciate the national recognition. They appreciate the help of recruiting the best of the best and retaining them and recognizing them. The Daisy Award for Nursing is in almost every hospital, and everyone knows what great work the nurses do. I would like respiratory to be recognized the same way. If you've had care in a hospital from an outstanding respiratory therapist or a team, contact us. But just breathe easy. It is so important. We don't realize that if you can't, you'd look at my husband when he was sitting in bed and you think, this is a healthy man. He'd try to brush his teeth, button his shirt. He'd get out of breath. Everything we do, we take it for granted. Every breath does matter. So take care of yourselves and remember to think of the respiratory therapist.